everybody. I am so excited. We are having another hour with Elizabeth and Ulli. I'm Ulli. I'm the founder of Pour More Climate Smart Skincare, in the case you don't know me. And I'm going to bring in the world famous Elizabeth Reese right now, our superstar. Here she comes.
Hi,
Hello,
friend.
Elizabeth.
That's a strong word. Maybe not world. Although I was recognized on a beach in Puerto Vallarta recently, so maybe that should count for something.
Well, I think today in this digital world where we are, everybody kind of has a chance to know everybody.
Yeah.
And, you are, on a local TV show in Minneapolis. And I would say everybody who lives in Minneapolis, I've never met a person who doesn't know you. So you are definitely a local star, but all our customers all over the country have so fallen in love with you because you are such a wonderful person, Elizabeth. And you also have wonderful siblings. And let's get started right away with our secret word, because everybody always says I take too long to get there. So today we are on the right schedule right away. And I'm going to put the secret word up. If you don't know, we have a contest going that when you go on our website right now, pourmoreskincare.com, you see on the top a button, a red button, click on it, and it says, enter the secret word, which is topaz. And then, you win this beautiful necklace.
Oh my gosh, someone is going to win it. I'm pulling it out. Are you ready to see it, Ulli?
I am.
We've only seen the photos. Look at how I think this is like the most perfect, pretty. Oh, there you go. Now you were getting a good view. I'm really trying to show it on the camera. This is all real gold. This is a vintage piece. This comes from the Emerald Carat, which you can follow on Instagram, Karat. This is my sister's business. She saves beautiful vintage gold from being melted. And then she makes sure that it's in tip-top shape. And then she sells it to you. And she picks out a special piece for us for every one of these Facebook Lives that we get to give away. And Ulli so generously buys it from her. And then you all get to enter. And remember, you're going to go to the link. So I see people entering Topaz in the comments. You want to go to pourmoreskincare.com and you'll see it on the top. That's where you have to enter in the word in order to be entered to win.
Exactly. We are putting it up right now here. pourmoreskincare.com/pages/secret word. I'm your director today. So I want to tell everybody that I have a dual function. So if it looks like I get a little bit carried away, that means I'm reading your comment and trying to put the right thing on the screen. I have to say, Jenny has so good taste, number one. Number two, she really has access to this amazing vintage jewelry. And there is something about, today we live in this modern world and there's so many, many advantages to it, we cannot even start on it. But this handcrafted old jewelry that was done with so much love and so much detail and time where you could really shape it, it just is unique. And then Jenny just picks it always right for the months and the season because we are climate smart. So this time that blue topaz drop stands for a drop of water. That's why we named it the drop of life necklace, because with that drop of water, that makes us all hydrated. And, every plant, every human, every animal needs a drop of water to do its best. And at the end of the day, when it comes to skincare, well, we are talking about it, water makes very big difference. But before we can say hi to a couple of our beautiful friends, here's Ashley. She's a nester.
Yay! Hello. Oh, that's wonderful. That means that she listens to my podcast, which is called Best to the Nest. Ulli has been a guest on our podcast several times, and we have the best conversations. And those who listen to the podcast have sort of named themselves nesters, and it's very exciting. Nice. So we love the nesters.
Yes. And just that you understand the principle, and sorry about the plane going over.
Oh, I can't hear
which I love so much, is that when we are out in the world, we try to shine as much as possible, put our best face on. And then when you come home, it's kind of like, so now the crappy me comes out because I can let myself go.
Yeah.
And Marjorie's podcast is all about how not to do this, how your family deserves the very best of you. And so I love that concept so much. So for everybody who has not listened to it now, where can you go and download Elizabeth? Because it's
anywhere. Yeah, anywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple, all the podcast places, you can absolutely get it. And you can see it too on mytalk1071.com. We're distributed through MyTalk, but it is available anywhere you get your podcasts. And we always just talk to people. There's always sort of that thread of home needing to be a really special place, home being a place, I like to go on trips. We're going to be talking about traveling, but really creating your home, making it into a sanctuary so that it's a place that you don't feel like you need a vacation from. And, just understanding that it's a journey. This isn't something that we think that like we've mastered by any means. But it's really like, what's our goal? What's sort of our guiding principle? And that's why, Pour Moi has fit so well into the podcast, because the focus on really taking a few minutes to take care of your skin, to take care of yourself is a really important part of, just enjoying your home and feeling like your home rejuvenates you. And I think that that's an important thing.
I was this weekend in Boston with some dear friends of us. And, at the end, our friend Marty put up his class and he said, if there's one thing I can share with my friends and family, is that I found, and he's already a little bit older, so he has some wisdom. And so he shared with us that it really came down to that he believes the one quality to pass on is discipline. And so discipline, as you said, to not let yourself go when you come home because you are tired, because you put that smile on all day and it would feel so good to not have that smile, but you have that little beautiful faces of your gorgeous children, which I love so much, that want to have mommy's best smile, so it's discipline to do it all again and keep on doing it. And skincare in many ways is discipline as well, because and that's what Pour Moi kind of is more easier to understand, because you get your skincare for the day, you match it to the day, humidity, temperature, the intensity of the light, even air pressure, and you optimize your care that day. But the next day, if you don't do it, it kind of goes, you're missing that day. You're missing it in your care and you don't see the results maybe. So there is the part of discipline that you have to do things continually and always, and find yourself to embrace it. And that's really the skill to have. But let's see what our beautiful friends have all to say about this. What is the name of the podcast? So one more time.
Thank you. It's called Best to the Nest. Best to the Nest. You can find it anywhere you get your podcasts, and we would love to have you listen. There are like over 400 episodes, so you have a lot of catching up to do, Carmen. We can't wait to have you.
Yes. And they are so much fun, and they get really, you balance fun and real thing to think about, point of views, that are so interesting, and new ideas that you can implement in your life. I love it. And Marjorie is so great.
She's wonderful.
All the love to your wonderful partner there. She's the best. So let's go also to the most important question everybody has. When is the night cream back? Our night cream is amazing. We won't be running out again. And now I can say it will be back early June.
Yes.
So we have it confirmed, and we will keep everybody up, and we will make sure we send emails to everybody. We have a waiting list. Make sure you get on the waiting list. But it is, I know it's still one more month, but we are taking the steps that this will never happen again.
So in the meantime, Ulli,
here we go. There is actually, we found Sarah is putting up the link so everybody can take a moment, take a screenshot, or try to get on it. This is where you can catch up with 400 plus wonderful episodes.
You can just check it out. Best to the nest. In the meantime, though, since we brought up the night cream, you told me a little trick to use the day cream as your night cream if you want to use Pour Moi consistently. So, I mean,
Yes.
and that's with me too. Like, I will actually do that trick sometimes when I travel. I don't pack the night cream. I'll just pack my day cream, and then I just use it at night too. So that's not a terrible option.
It's not a terrible option at all, but the night cream optimizes at
Yep.
night. And, as everybody knows, Pour More is luxury skincare from friends. Maybe not everybody knows, but that's actually what we are. It is, much more difficult to sometimes, recreate it at the same efficacy level, going through all the tests.
Yeah.
We realize now we need much longer lead times than before. I mean, I don't have to go into the details with everybody that this is a more difficult and crazy world than maybe 7 years ago. But I think since the pandemic, it just keeps on going of being in some way a little bit of a shakeup to what we have been so spoiled decades before was all a little bit more organized. At least that's what I feel when I was in business and how things, were done. What's really the most important to Pour Moise and what you can be guaranteed to is best quality at all times. We do not just throw something your way and you maybe think, oh, this doesn't feel right. And we tell you, you're imagining it. That's not what we are doing.
Right.
Many companies does. You get the same fantastic product all the time. But let's see, and that's true also for the serum. The black serum will for sure be back for the dry season and winter in September. The white serum will come also around June, and the raindrops as well. So we will have everything back, and then never ever hopefully run out again as the company is getting bigger. I know I promised everybody new products and they are coming. We are taking the company to the next level, but it has been a little bit more difficult with everything going on, and I just didn't want to in any way or shape not have the quality of Pour More. So we couldn't jump into everything that sometimes small brands are jumping into it. But let's talk about your travel. And, I want to bring out right away that I don't forget, we have a special coupon code for Facebook. You save 25% today on everything on the store except our special orders by putting April 25 into, the code at checkout, and you save 25%. But we also have a very, very special kit, which is our Travel Savvy Lux kit. And normally it's $100, but we have put it on sale just for this event for $75. And the April 25 will work as well. So comes down to $56.25.
What's
and
in it?
Well, it has our 4 summer creams in there for any kind of travel you do. And it has, of course, a beautiful travel bag. It's the perfect gift for any gift giving, Easter, Mother's Day, birthday, graduation, just because everything coming up. But let's go to the creams because you were just traveling so much.
I
so
know.
we can actually match them all up. There is the tropical, there is the desert, there is the temperate, and there is the mountain. I'm holding them all up.
I felt like you, Uli, the last few weeks. I've just been going coast to coast. You travel all the time. Now I traveled twice and I'm like, oh gosh, I got to stay home.
And you traveled like with a few days in between to the
No.
next, and that kind of really gets you tired, but that also really, makes your skin not as good as it should.
Yeah, well, I travel with my Pour Climate Smart Skincare, so it really is amazing. Hi, Becky. Becky loves the podcast too.
I know, Penny
How
is great.
how
Yes, grandson. I follow her on Facebook,
oh,
Becky. Your grandson is so adorable.
oh my gosh, see, become friends. Okay,
Yes.
Nancy, so she's got a question, been using this regime for a year but still have the age spots. What do you think, Uli?
Well, first of all, Nancy, do you use the clarifying polish to make sure we maximize the results? So let's see if we can have Nancy respond to this and let us know if she has used the clarifying polish.
Okay.
While we wait for this, this is really, if you don't see results right away, this is what you want to do. You maybe have, some layers on your skin that are too tough, that need to be taken off. You need an exfoliation. Well, the Pour More clarifying polish is a 3-in-1. It's a cleanser, it's a softener, it's an exfoliator, and it's really everybody's favorite. And that's how you can maximize the 3-step results to get really, the
Yeah.
brown spots going. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer. So even if you're a year in it, if you feel already your skin has improved in its texture and overall, please stick with it. It will happen. They will diminish. Your skin will repair itself more and more and more and more. And maybe add also the sunlight drops for it, because the vitamin D, you may be being a lot indoors too, Nancy, that the sunlight drops have that chicory root that gives you a vitamin D like boost. And that was what your skin was missing. For a while, this was your absolute favorite because your skin was so
well, my skin would look kind of like gray in the winter.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because I wasn't getting sunlight on my skin. And so that was a challenge. So do you recommend too? Because I was wondering about this with the age spots. I feel like I haven't developed, I know I have not developed a single new age spot at all since I used Pour Moi. I have one that's just here from driving. And so I'm trying to be more strategic about making sure that I keep a little bit of sunscreen and then I like pat it on when I get in the car. But do you recommend people put the clarifying polish like directly on this age spots and use it a little bit extra? Or what are you thinking in terms of use?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, just texting Sarah. Somebody said the code is not working, so she can, work on it. But so here is the thing. First of all, that little brown spot that you have, I don't think it's from driving. I think it's from your hair dryer. I think you are drying it's because heat is as much a contributor to brown spots than sunlight.
Okay.
So we always believed it was just sunlight. It's actually heat as well that breaking the pigments in your outer skin, which are, which are in the stratum corneum. And so, be more careful with your hair dryer. So you kind of, keep on
Well,
injuring.
you know what I switched to like a year and a half ago is the Dyson Airwrap, and it has been like a huge game changer because it doesn't get as hot. It's not as hot and it's not as hard. I have super fine hair and it's not as hard on my hair at all. So that's really interesting.
Good. Yeah, but cautiously try to avoid it to make sure, when you take the brush there, to take it out. And I'm telling you, it will start to improve.
Wow.
So you keep them, it's not driving. Driving is more when you get them here because, of how the light falls in.
Yeah.
Yours is really by the hairline.
Mine's
Everything
like right
by the hairline is the hair dryer for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah,
But
definitely
what
the
about
case.
like with the clarifying polish? Do you want to like focus a little bit more on the
Yeah.
age spots?
So I have it here.
Yeah,
And I show it to everybody right now.
right.
So you take a little bit of the, and Sarah is just saying, I reset it and it says active for the offer. I
Great.
reset it and it should work.
Perfect. Okay, let us know if you guys if you're trying it and it still doesn't work in a different window. Okay,
Yeah.
yep. So this is the clarifying polish, which is
So
just
you see
yep.
it's a gel form.
Mhm.
It's it's an oily face, but not really that oily.
No,
And you
yeah.
brush it in, then you take the water and then you can see it milks, it becomes a silky milk.
Yep.
And you feel now the exfoliation from the sugar grains that are
Crystals,
on
yep.
there. So it's big grains, but they feel super soft. Then you wash it off, and voila, you can see it. Here we go. My hubby is so nice to bring me real quick a towel.
Oh,
Thank you
yay.
so
Hi,
much.
Frank.
Look at
Love you,
this. And there's
Frank.
my husband on
Ah,
my.
there he is, that handsome
There he
devil.
is. I know. That's true love when you have your husband on your cup.
I agree.
So you can see how much it brightens right away.
Yeah.
So what you
Yep.
do is when you have something that you focus on, you just like, look at this. I have some really bad, but you can see the difference between the two hands. It's just, and the same is true for my face. I had such problems as I had a surfing school in Greece in the 80s, and we were like baking on the surfboards and
Oh, boy.
put olive oil on us, and we just and you paid the price later on. You had this
Yeah.
really weathered skin, and here is one more time the real difference between the hands, showing how much your skin can improve if you are disciplined. What we said first, you
Yep.
have to do it every day. You try to optimize it. If you don't have the cream that it's exactly the weather, the fallback is always,
Temperate.
yes, exactly. Temperate is when it is, 99% of skincare is made for temperate weather, because
Yeah.
that's the optimal environment in a laboratory. You will always get the best results on laboratory tests if you do it with a perfect environment. However, we don't live in a perfect environment. I think you were traveling through all kinds of different time zones with extreme weather, hot and dry, cold and dry. I was in
Yep.
Minneapolis a few days ago. I could not believe the weather.
Well, and Minneapolis is so interesting because I mean, I have had times, Uli, where I've used 4 different day creams in 4 days. That is how much, it's not unusual. Everybody here from Minnesota knows it is not unusual for us to have 50-degree swings. I mean, you can have a 40, 50-degree swing, and it really is amazing how your skin has a lot to manage, and it's got a lot to like figure. Oh wait, here we are, now we're in this environment, now we're in this environment. Even when you're in your own state in the Midwest, it's really makes a huge, it's just, and once you get dialed in and you're just using the right day cream for the weather, you will see what I see, which is that my skin doesn't change. My skin doesn't feel tight on dry days. My skin doesn't feel overly oily on humid days. It just is this like glowy, happy skin. And it's really life changing.
Yeah. And I think that consistency is really the game of longevity in
Yeah.
all our, as we are trying to live more healthier, meaningful lives. I
Yeah.
was just, I saw on Instagram that picture with the Golden Girls, which I was a show I absolutely loved. I was
Love.
watching it with my grandma in Austria in German, when I was, a teenager, and she loved, loved, loved the show. And it was this cool 3 women, with the mom
Yep.
in Miami. And they had full lives. They would go out and do all kinds of fun things. And now you have the, Sex in the City group being, the same age actually. And when you look at them, you realize today our attitude to aging has changed. We can wear any kind of clothes. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or you are 40 or 60 or 80. You kind of, there is no more rules. Hair color. You can choose to have beautiful silver hair, but you don't have to if you don't want to. We have, figured out how hair color, stays in your hair even in aging. You can have cool haircuts. Makeup has become so much better. Skincare. We have even climate smart skincare optimizing the results. We learned about exercise and shaping and nutrition. We have everything available today. We go in the supermarket and we have, anything that we desire and want for a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, too many choices, I would argue, in that department.
Yeah, no, definitely the truth. Everything has its cost and downside to it. But what I'm trying to say is that age is really today a number. It really is. And I have to tell you, me being a 4-time grandma, when people say about retirement, it's not even a thing I think about it or any other people. And I know, we have friends that are in their 75, 76, 77. They are doctors, lawyers, business people.
Right.
They have shops. They are all still completely working, from mornings to evenings, enjoying it, not even thinking about retirement. So it's a different world today. You have choices. You can stay active and have fun. So longevity in skin starts when you are young, but the maintenance and then using the best skincare technologies that are out there, you can, as you said, really don't look older. You can really almost stop time.
Well, and it's consistency in anything in terms of, wanting to have that sort of health span. So it's the same, and also wanting to avoid major interventions. So, the consistency of using great skincare is hopefully then avoiding major interventions that you may or may not want to do later on in life. It's the same as, consistency in eating well every single day is hopefully an investment in avoiding major illness later on in life. I think we put so much focus on, like, what are the big things that are so expensive, that are this huge deal, and you have to do a whole procedure and go to all these specialists, when the foundation is daily. It's daily working, moving your body. It's daily fueling your body. It's daily caring for your skin. It's those little things that add up to have the biggest results.
Absolutely. Discipline, as we come back, is a big part. And, if you do these big things once in a while, they are more bad for you than good. That's actually the truth. And we have here Jana asking, is the clarifying polish in the Lux kit? What if you are indoor most of the time and don't go out? So first of all, what we've learned in science is that your skin is always getting ready to go out. So even if you are indoors, it doesn't really settle to that temperate environment that you're trying to create indoors, because your body works just like AI do, artificial intelligence, which is shaped after humans' intelligence, and that is always preventative. So, your body is getting ready to what might it impact. So by your brain knowing it, it's kind of like when we know fire burns us, you are most likely not putting your hand into it because even if you never burned yourself, little kids haven't learned it yet, but when you know it, it's a no-no. And so your skin, what we found is that eyes, is a big communicator for it. So we know it's cold outside. We know it's hot and humid outside. Your skin starts to adjust to that environment, your outer layer of the skin. In addition, you're breathing inside. So any climate you have outdoors, even you heat it or you air condition it, you get the air from outside. There have been so many studies now about pollution that comes in that, we were not able to really pick up. And I think a big study is underway when the fires were in Hawaii, how many people actually got severe eczema from, the smoke cloud that was hanging over Hawaii for such a long time, and people stayed indoors and didn't understand why they got it anyway. That's because it goes through your windows and your doors and your walls. So it is important. So climate smart makes also complete sense if you're indoors. But if you're indoors, we have an amazing product called our sunlight drops.
Yeah.
And this is because you are missing your natural vitamin D, the outer layer. So if you take a vitamin D supplement, it will not reach the most outer layer of your skin because you have the skin barrier in between. It stays within your body if it's meant to, go inside your body. So the sunlight drops is the chicory root. I think I have, and it even has the QR code now in the back. You scan it and it will tell you about your environment. If it's overcasted or too short of a day. But of course, indoor, it can't control because it doesn't know where you are. But you just take here we go. Now I filled it up.
Yep.
And you take a drop and you work it into your skin because it has a little bit of some brightening effect with it as well.
The best.
And but the chicory root is really the secret, that it activates in your skin, but see how you immediately get that beautiful glow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think the weatherproof drops are so great for that too. And Jana, I think also using, if you do work in like a dry environment, if you're like inside a hospital or you're inside an office building, adding a drop of raindrops is always a huge boost too. That's the only Pour Moi product that I keep with me in my bag because, I just have it with me in case I'm in a really dry environment. The station isn't actually too dry, which is kind of great. But if I'm getting on an airplane, and I'll just do a little extra drop of the raindrops. Oh, Sherry. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Elizabeth, you want to read it?
I had a dark spot on my wrist that was dark and getting deeper. I was concerned about skin cancer. Pour Moi got rid of it. Wow.
Yeah. So
amazing.
It's actually your skin that got rid of it, because Pour Moi is just helping your skin to optimally repair and renew itself. It's a rejuvenation process that really, don't forget, cosmetics are no drug by law, and that law is very clear. None of these products that are out there making all these crazy claims are actually allowed to do it. You're not allowed, you're not a drug. Cosmetics is about to harmonize your skin so it can thrive and become strong. You put a layer into the outer layer. That's actually what we have a very good graphic for it as well. Here we go. These are our, you can see there's 4 parts to a Pour Moi Climate Smart skincare. It's, the foundation are the geo bases. Then we have the, our anti-aging ingredients, the vitamin A, C, E, peptides that stay in the skincare in every product, but maximized with the ingredient system and the delivery system, so it maximizes in that environment. We have the geo ingredients that are specifically for this environment, antioxidants that put this, for that free radicals that are created in the environment. They are all different. And then, it adapts to the hydration, our Geohydra D complex, which is, adaptogenic ingredients, our French truffle that really helps with the hydration, that you don't hydrate too much or you hydrate too little, because both of it is not good for the skin. Skin loves a skin loves
Homeostasis.
help.
Yep.
It literally appreciates help in a dry environment, and it very much in a humid environment, and it loves in a temperate environment that you're not trying to do anything to take it out of that equilibrium, that it's in there.
Yeah.
So, which makes it so wonderful. We have somebody that is confused about the serums. Well, right now it's so easy with the serums because we are sold out on the white and the black. So it's the blue serum. And, as you get now hydration in the air, moisturization, it's getting more humid, the atmosphere, the blue serum is optimal for humidity. So our white serum and blue serum are both for humidity. Just the blue is more for intense sunlight. It's really made for the summer for intense humidity, because when it's very humid, the sunlight, reflects on that humidity in the air, and so
Yeah.
it becomes more intense. This has a algae ingredient that won so many awards in it, that as your sunlight exposure gets higher, this ingredient provides more protection. So it's not
Wow.
SPF, it is European natural sun protection for anti-aging, not meant to, replace your SPF when you are outdoors of the SPF screens. But you'll see that when you use this, all our customers, thousands of them, and what we've seen in our you are much less likely to burn, and you are much less likely to see aging on your skin after you're out in the sun.
Oh, that's
So
great.
the blue serum is great.
So blue serum is it for right now. And that's the thing to remember too. The hydrating balancer and the serum, you're switching out seasonally. The day cream, you're switching out daily. And so generally, on my counter, I'm going to have 2 day creams out depending on the weather. So like right now, but in, Minnesota's a tricky devil. So I guess a lot of times I have 3 because it's like, you don't know. But the moral of the story also is, when in doubt, if you say it's a marine day and you don't have the marine day cream and you haven't ordered it yet, then use the temperate. And because it's about getting right in that range. It's just Pour Moi is so dialed in to help you optimize your skincare that you have more options.
Yeah. And, this is an excellent question, Roxanne. Does the product has SPF? No, they don't, because SPF expires within 2 hours. So Pour Moi is an all-day anti-aging, climate-smart skincare, which provides all-day hydration, protection, and nourishment for the climate you are in. SPF is really a temporary protection against sunlight, the damaging effect against sunlight, and it's a very short period of time. What Pour Moi also does is it becomes the perfect layer for SPF to adhere itself. So SPF is a difficult concept for skin. That's why we all started, it was approved in the United States in 1996. And since then, no other screens have been approved. So
Wow.
there is nothing new until 1996. And the reason why, the FDA has waited for a long time is that it was faulty when it was approved the first time. They couldn't really understand that it expired. It wasn't really clear.
Yeah.
So everybody thought there will be no epidemic of skin cancer, which today there is a real epidemic. Lots of people get cuts out already at very young age. It's everywhere, and people are frustrated because they used SPF all the time. It is important. You need to use it when you go outside, but stay out of the sun when it's very intense during the, middle of the day.
Yep.
We have today materials like you can make a hat or sun protective clothing, which works much, much better than SPF. It is a tool in the fight of getting not damaged by intense summer sunlight, but it's just one tool. And
Right.
so for a skincare that, works all day for you, we didn't want to give this false feeling of protection. But we have so many antioxidant and proven anti-photo aging ingredients in it that, it will give you a better protection in sunlight as well, but it is not SPF. And so, because it is FDA approved, you can't make the claim for
Yeah.
sure.
And I mean, and what Uli's saying too is that you can't put sunscreen on in your moisturizer in the morning and expect that then when you go out at noon for a walk that it's covered, because it's just not, because it doesn't last that long on your skin. It lasts for just a couple of hours.
I'm so sorry. My husband is is something happen? Topaz. Oh, the secret word is topaz. So
Frank
sorry.
wants everyone to know that he remembers the secret word. This is so good. And remember, you have to enter it on pourmoiskincare.com.
Yeah. So
At the
hold on.
top,
What is
you
the
can't
secret
don't
word? I'm
comment
putting it
Yep.
on.
Yep.
The secret word is topaz, and we're coming very close to get the winner. So, actually, it is a good timing. If you haven't entered it now, we'll give you a few more minutes. Enter topaz, and for a chance for this beautiful, beautiful necklace.
This is so
as I get
good.
older, I have to say it too. I can't, I'm like literally, if there's any other sounds, I can't hear the other ones. I always
Oh my
think
gosh.
when I was young and we went to rock concerts and everything else, there were not sound. There were no concerns about sounds. We would listen loud to music in the cars and everything else, which today you would never do again.
I know, but I was just in Nashville,
definitely
and Nashville was just jamming with loud music. And I was like, next time I go to something, I am putting earplugs in. Like, I got to find some really good earplugs. If any of you know of a really good brand of earplugs that it is not going to fall out, those the cheap foamy ones fall out of my ears.
expensive ones too. That's the problem. I don't
Oh,
think this has been, really solved of how it stays in
if
the ears.
anybody has a good
Like
one, let me know, because I desperately need it. It's really, I know, it's intense. Did you see this one? Can you talk about the benefits of the rose mask from Deb?
Yes, I saw it.
I think that's a good question. That's a good
That
one to
is
answer.
a very good question, and I bring it up, but I just wanted to say hi to Kimberly. Kimberly, I'm following your amazing nail business. She's working so
Ooh.
hard, and they are beautiful, your nails. So we definitely have to do like something together.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I love it.
Yeah, no, she's really working hard on Facebook, and I'm loving everything she's doing. Another female entrepreneur, and we have to
Great.
stick together.
Yes.
So here's the question: what about the rose mask? So the rose mask is an amazing mask. It's a gel mask with real rose petals, French rose petals, but it has actually the white rose extract and all the ingredients that are clinically proven to really protect the skin from pollution, that are all based on alpine flowers. These are flower extracts that have been found that have stuck in the ice for a long time, and now the ice is melting, a lot of things are coming out.
Yeah.
And in studies they have shown tremendous effect because these flowers have been creating its own environment. So they survived in the ice for thousands of years. And that was the biggest surprise, that they were not dead. So they created stem cell actives on it. This is what is in the most expensive skincare that is out. We are so privileged and lucky to have it in Pour More. It's in that rose mask. It also gives you a brightening effect when you have the rose mask on. That's why people love it. And you put it in for a short period of time. You take it off and you just feel so good. And we talked about it that, the days are so busy. You have to be your best in the nest and outside the nest. So when is that moment that you can just breathe and not, be your very best? And that's the moment when you put your mask on and you have that 2-3 minutes and, your skin look gorgeous after you take it off and you're like, okay, let's do it one more
Let's
time.
do it. It's so good. I used the botanical reversal mask this morning, and I'll do the rose one tomorrow. I mean, I love them, and I was using them at night because that's when I had time. Like when I had little babies in the bath, I would always do a mask at night. And then Uli said, okay, you actually need to use them in the morning, because I was sort of missing out on the benefit of having my skin look its very best during the day. So I feel like whenever you can get it in is good. It's good for your skin regardless, but I have then switched to doing it in the morning. And when I what I've done the last few days is when I get out of the shower, I just put my hair up in that little absorbent towel and then do the mask, and then just kind of putter around a little bit, like maybe I make the bed or do whatever. And it really they make a huge difference. Marjorie, my podcast co-host, she is obsessed with the masks. She sings the praises of the masks, and she has talked about how she lost her husband about 14 months ago, and she really in the depths of her grief, and she will say this sounds like silly, but she would put a mask on and just feel like, okay, I'm putting one foot in front of the other, and like, I'm going to do a little something for me, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes it's a big deal to take care of yourself in those little things.
I know. And because skin is what we see, because we can see our heart and our brain and our stomach, which all of them, at certain times they hurt or feel good, as we are emotionally connected to it. But our skin is what we see when we look in the mirror. And if we can, like, as you see, how you get this, radiance that you have.
That's
you
it.
see that radiance, and it just gets you forward. There's no doubt about it that, beauty is something that makes us also make better choices, which is very interesting. This has been studied in many ways. I always tell you there was a big study in the 80s. And before I get there and tell that story, I want to tell Anita, the first time user, get the clarifying polish, because you going to see how amazingly it's going to work. And try this first, and then use, a day cream.
Yeah.
And see how this all comes together in a beautiful way. And then, of course, sign up with our newsletters. We always have specials. Then you get special on some of the kits that we have all the time. Every month we have a special offer. So now it comes Mother's Day. We're going to have amazing Mother's Day offers. Today, 25% off. You can try some of our products. We have 100% money back guarantee, Anita. If for whatever reason you have a problem, because we really have no returns, call us. We work on it. But if it doesn't work, we take in, any returns, and we certainly don't want to take your money if you don't get the results that you hope for. So now we are announcing the beautiful necklace. Let's bring it
gosh. Okay, let me get it out again. I got to turn on more lights in here. There, that's better.
We have a winner.
Oh.
And it is somebody from Northfield, Minnesota.
Northfield. I love Northfield. I've got some good farmer
Northfield?
friends there. It's south. Yeah, it's like just south of where my parents live. It is beautiful. It is where Jesse James was captured. So they have a whole
What?
Jesse James museum. They do Jesse James
Wow.
days. They do a whole thing. And um
Lots of
I
bad boys there.
yeah, listen, it's a real deal spot. It's darling.
Okay, and we have a darling winner, and it is Maren Bahler. It's a very German name, Maren Bahler from Northfield. Maren, can you write us a little note? Congratulations. We are so happy. Make sure if you put it on, send us a picture. You know, Elizabeth's going to put it on her social media, or
Yeah.
you know, it will definitely. And here we go. We already have our Pour More team, which is Sarah today. Sarah is not joining us because she gets her beautiful hair done. And you know how hard it is now to get your hair appointment. She by accident made it today. And then it was like, oh, a big deal to change it. So I told her, you and I will be fine. And
Yes.
she's right now, you know, hopefully getting a good treatment. But as you can see, she even helps out in this way. She's
She's so
fantastic.
good.
Our wonderful friends, our Pour More friends are already putting so much love out for Maren.
Oh, this is so great. So you're going to get this sent to you to Northfield, and Sarah will get in touch with you and get your address, and we will have this shipped out to you right away tomorrow, right from KSTP. And so it won't take very long to get to Northfield at all. Oh my gosh, so exciting. What a fun gift. We have so much fun picking these out.
Exactly. So, Maren, if you can go and write us at Pour More Skincare, support at pourmoreskincare.com, or you write us in the messaging on Facebook so we can get in touch with you. I haven't seen you here, but you know, we have a lot of comments, so I might have you know, missed it, and make sure you claim your prize. So, you know, talking about, you know, how beauty, how much of an impact it has on
Mhm.
us is in the 80s, women were dying on heart attacks and heart related diseases more than all cancer, all accidents, all any other cause of death, premature death in women. And the reason of that was that the pill was so strong at that time, and it was a huge amount of smoking going on, cigarette smoking. And so
Yeah.
the pill and the smoking together was the reason that, you know, it was very dangerous for women. And so advertising campaigns were made, big ones, stop smoking. You know, they showed black lungs. They showed, you know, little kids that lost their mother, any kind of scary scenario to try to get women to stop smoking. And it had little to no effect because our brain is, Elizabeth, when we go every day into the car, we know we can have a fatal car accident, which without our fault, somebody can just crash in us. But we still go every day in it and we do not think about it. That's how our brain works, because, you know, the world is a very, very dangerous place of a huge amount of information that we have, what makes it dangerous. So prevention is something that we do not think about, and it doesn't really often get into our behavior, you know, changing behavior, because we literally are you know, not, you know, we can't hear it, we cannot process it, our brain doesn't allow it to make it actually really happen. So when a beauty study came out that told you that you can get wrinkles from smoking, a tremendous amount of reduction of women smoking happened. Women would walk out of second smoke because they're like, I don't want to get that wrinkles in my face. And for the very first time, it was such a important, you know, thing what happened, that beauty has such a positive impact on us. So this is not about because we are all so full of ourselves and we want to be
Yeah.
so beautiful or anything else. It's just that it's less threatening, you know. So our brain is open-minded because beauty, you know, is all about, you know, then we get more babies, and we, you know, it gives all the positive. It keeps our species going. It's a beautiful thing. So beauty has a tremendous positive impact. And so in our lives that are always a little bit complicated, all a little bit too full for everything, treating yourself with nice beauty that you deserve just makes your day better.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. It really, it's about, that self-care. And, the other thing, I mean, even taking it further is that having healthy skin is a healthy skin barrier. I have kids with eczema. We work on your healthy skin all the time because it really is, it's your barrier, it's your protector. It's such an important part of our bodies. And so making sure that you're caring for your skin is something that certainly matters.
Yes, for sure. But it comes with also benefits that you
Yeah.
feel really good about yourself.
Yeah.
It's a positive change. So we talked about discipline in the beginning. You have to do it every day. Use the
Cream
QR
finder.
code,
Yep.
Cream Finder, scan it, find out how you optimize your skin. If, for whatever reason, it's one you don't have, no panic, use temperate, or use something that is very close with it. Like as an example, you don't have temperate, but it's very humid, and you have marine as an example at home,
Yeah.
but you don't have tropical. Use the marine. It's
Yeah.
really, be smart with your skincare line. Pour More is made to never get it wrong, but you can get it more right. That's the beauty of the thing. So, we had a wonderful hour as always. It
So
was
fun.
so great, so fun. I want to make sure at the end everybody sees again, we have a special 25% off with April 25. I want to announce again, all the products out of stock are coming. We're going to have soon amazingly new product that really are they are evidence-based. They're making a change. Maybe the last thing I want to show to our friends here is also something I'm personally extremely proud of. And that is that, and I'm not sure if I have it here. Is it here? Nope. And you know what? I actually might not even have it here. But I wanted to show that Pour More. So I'm mentioning it again because it's not that long ago, last fall, we were included in the National Library of Medicine because Pour More is now part of the United States scientific record. It is, our patents are published there. I really don't think any other skincare has achieved this. It's nothing we were striving for. It's just, it was added on because of the amount of studies that we have behind it, because it's really working how skin works.
Yeah.
It aligns with the natural process. So results are better. I always say it's kind of, when you do that jump where, people were just stumping straight forward, and then what's the name of the flossberry?
Oh,
Flossberry flop, where he just turned around and he did like 2 feet just by changing the concept, the way you thought, doing something different. So by aligning your skincare, by making it climate adaptive, you are giving, premium skincare. You give that premium skincare the best opportunity to work for you
yeah.
for extraordinary results.
Makes a huge difference. You're doing such amazing things, Uli. I love I love talking about it. I love learning about it, but over the top, the best thing is I love using it every single day. I used these products for a year before I said, "Hey, do you ever need like a spokesperson?" I'm around, I'm available, and I'm obsessed. And it has really just been the most fun thing to be a part of the growth and to be a part of people. And when people message me and say, I'm obsessed with Pour Moi, I use it every single day, it's like life-changing. It's just so great.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody taking out an hour and be with us. bye-bye to the nesters. I really do
Yay!
love the word. And, I was saying too, because, we were busy at this, we also have a fan of Jenny's store saying
Oh,
that they are customers and they absolutely love it. So, make sure to check out Jenny's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful store. There's so much love in putting that collections of
yeah.
jewelry together. Something special for sure.
So great. Kimberly also says, I now have my hubby using it as well. That's another reminder. These are great for men. There's no fragrance in them too. I know, like, sometimes I think that's the hesitation with men. So there is no fragrance, and it's a great product. Just try to show men how to tap it in. Like, Ben,
Yeah.
my co-host today, was putting something on his face and he was like, rub it. I was like, what are we doing here? How are we putting this on? Why do guys do that? Ugh.
Because they are kind of not understanding. And then when they get it, they're like, oh, this feels so good.
No, just tap it. Just tap it in nicely. Got it?
Yes.
Ooh,
Because,
that
the
feels
rest
good
is
just to
done by your
do.
skin. It's absorbing it. Yes.
It's calming. It's calming. All right. Love spending time with you all. This is so much fun. I'll see you tomorrow on Twin Cities Live. And I'm on Minnesota Live in the morning too. I'll be at my chicken coop telling people how they can get their own backyard chickens.
I love your chickens. And they are all individually looking so adorable.
They're
And
great.
and I cannot believe how they, like the kids carry them around and they
Yeah.
are so good. They are really good pets in addition. They are not mean-spirited or anything like it.
No, and they
Because a
give
lot
you
of people
food.
think like, oh, they're gonna, poke or something. And, over the years, when Heathcliff was still little, he would just like with 2 ears, wrap it up like this, and they were so good. They almost smiled at him. They're so adorable.
They're docile. I love it. I
Well,
love it.
have a beautiful evening, everybody, and we see you all soon.
Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.